How you doing, Duff here? I have a relatively simple project to undertake with my 99 Tacoma this time around. Last weekend I actually replaced the valve cover gaskets, which was not a simple task. So far I've been driving it for about a week and I haven't noticed any leaking, so knock on metal, that project was successful. One of the things I mentioned in that video is I had to replace my airbox. Right here is my existing airbox. As you can see, I have it haphazardly duct taped on. The fitting here broke. So I went online and looked for new airboxes, and most of them that I was seeing were coming in like around 150 bucks. And then I just happened to go on Amazon and they had a new airbox for $80. It looks correct. Everything looks right, looks fine, so I'm going to be putting that in. So the first thing I need to do is remove the tube here, and right here is the mass airflow sensor. That all needs to be pulled out and migrated to the new box. There's some vacuum hoses here, and there's a series of 12mm bolts that also have to come out. So let me get that started and I'll come right back. Okay, right here you can see the broken off inlet off my airbox. Inside the mass airflow sensor is right there. It actually is mounted on the side with just two screws right there. Word of caution when you're handling this sensor to move it to the new airbox, do not touch the wires at all. They're very, very sensitive and very, very easy to screw up, so take extreme care when handling the mass airflow sensor. Okay, here's the sensor. I'm going to remove it from the harness just to get it out of the way so I don't bump it or anything while I'm doing the replacement of the airbox, just to be safe. Sensor is out of the truck, out of harm's way. It looks like there's a total of 3 bolts that hold the airbox in. One right here, one down there. A socket extension would be very handy to get that one off, like I have. And the third one is right there. So I'm going to remove those bolts and hopefully this will just lift right out. Okay, the 3 bolts are out and the airbox does just lift right out. You'll notice that there's 2 inlets in the box. This is the one that goes to the intake hose. That also has the mass airflow sensor in it, and this one just goes into the side of the fender. That's where the fresh air is pulled into the truck. So I'm going to hook that up next. You might notice, for whatever reason, the new airbox already comes with the bolts. You don't need to reuse the old ones. So I guess that's cool. Looks at some point there also will be a how to replace your washer fluid reservoir as well. It's more brittle, broken plastic. When putting the box in, you just put the fresh air outlet, just it fits over the connection in the firewall, not under. So just slide that on, line up the bolts, tighten them up, and you should be almost good to go. Okay, just noticed a small gotcha. If I would put all these bolts back in place and lock this in place, if you look where the mass airflow sensor gets mounted, I would have no room to work to get those screws back in and the connectors. So I'm going to mount the sensor back into the inlet here and then reattach the box. Okay, mass airflow sensor mounted on the new airbox. It's just 2 screws. Okay, the intake hose is back on. The box is bolted down in place. Just have to reattach the mass airflow sensor, and there's a little fitting here that goes in here that just keeps the wire from moving around much. Okay, sensor is connected. I guess this could also double as a video how to replace your mass airflow sensor, because that's basically what you have to do when you replace the airbox. So 2 for 1. Okay, let's just put my air filter back in here. And then, alright, that's all back together. all that's left is the very important startup test, just to make sure everything still works. Okay, here we go.
The sauerkraut and all this. Yours was your mom's.
Okay, truck runs normal. Got everything tightened up there. And that's it. It's about a 10-minute job, 15-minute job maybe, because I was filming. But it's something that I would imagine pretty much anybody can do. It's not a difficult job at all. If you have the socket with extensions, a Phillips screwdriver, that's all you need. So this concludes how to change the airbox on a 1999 Toyota Tacoma 3.4 liter V6. Hope you found this video helpful. Duffman out.